Hello and welcome to another episode of One Take Wednesday. This is a series I'm doing where every week I talk about a hockey-related topic, and I do it in a single take. That means no edits, no jump cuts, just straight up raw, unedited discussion. And a side note is this is actually the 10th One Take Wednesday episode I've done. Now, when I thought about this idea, obviously I have a commitment, I want to do it. But committing to something and actually executing it are two different things. So it's kind of nice. Even though 10's not a big number, it's still nice to kind of hit this small little milestone of doing it for 10 straight weeks. And hopefully many more to come. Anyhow, for this week, I want to discuss NHL hockey eSports. And particularly why I think they will fail, or at least they won't get big. There's all these grand ideas, especially since the NHL is pushing it, or at least has pushed it in this past year. And with the rise of esports in the last couple of years, with a bunch of other games, it's a market that the league is trying to tap into. However, I don't think it's going to be successful, and I have a couple reasons for it. Number one, the NHL or the EA NHL video games, it's not the highest form of its game or sport. So you have the video games based on a real-life game, hockey, that is played by ridiculous human athletes. Real-life hockey is the pinnacle of that game or sport. Video games based on that can never really be at the top. And so people are always drawn to seeing the best of the best. Well, in this case, it's not really the best at playing hockey. It's the best at playing video game, conception of hockey, but it's not quite the same. And that's a big thing because a lot of other games that have been successful for esports, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Rocket League, they don't really have a real-life counterpart that is, the pinnacle of that game. With EA NHL or hockey, video games is not the highest form. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is a big one for me, and I think a lot of other people, especially the initial push by the NHL and EA to do this esport is they're doing these 1v1 type of games where the players are basically allowing the computer to generate a lot of the play, or the play is dependent a lot on computers. And for esports, we don't want to see that. We want to see humans controlling every aspect of the game. That's where, Rocket League comes into example. It doesn't have any animations. The player is actually controlling everything. The way the car spins and flips and everything. They're controlling every single action. With EA NHL or hockey video games, the player movements are all based on animations. And especially with the 1v1, whether or not you score a goal is very much based on the computer deciding whether the goalie is going to save it or not. And inherently, that's just not good. That's just a barrier that just needs to happen or needs to be broken. One thing that the NHL and EA can do with trying to grow this esport, even though I don't think it'll ever get big, they can still grow it. There'll still be tournaments. One thing they can really do to help that is make it so that every single player on the ice, all 12 skaters or 10 skaters and 2 goalies, all of them are controlled by a person with a controller. With the whole EASHL thing, that is really the only way that'll probably be the pinnacle of EA NHL in esports. It's what it's got to be. And at that point, it has to be more in control by the players in terms of the players' animations. Now, EA has done a good job in recent years in giving the player more control with the defensive stick, and then also more kinds of dekes and stuff. So they've made improvements on it, but they still have a ways to go. And unfortunately, I don't think they'll really ever get to a point where they'll really be at the same level as other games like Rocket League, League of Legends, and Counter-Strike in terms of the players controlling basically every aspect of it. And I got to go back to point number one. If I'm going to watch hockey, yeah, it might be fun to watch some people play a video game adaptation of the game, but I'm always going to go towards actual athletic professional humans. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below about this topic. Also, if you have any ideas about a topic, let me know. I'm open to discussing different things. But until next time, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you then.